Hi guys, hope you're having a good day. Welcome to your second set of lessons that are going to be taking place online. So I've recorded a short video today, just continuing on the topic of changing the subject. And so we're going to look at some further examples, and I've set you some more work that slightly extends on the work that we did yesterday. So let's start with some starter questions. So this time, can I ask you to please pause the video and then just make an attempt at these questions. So let's look at question number 1. First thing I'm going to do is draw a line down the page. So let's read the question again. We've got a times x plus b is equal to w. So we've added b to the a times x. So the first thing we're going to do minus b on both sides. This gives us ax is equal to w minus b. So we're going to divide by a on the left hand side. So divide by a on the left hand side, divide by a on the right hand side. This is going to give us x is equal to w minus b all over a. So let's look at question number 2. So we've got p is equal to 2a plus 2b. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to swap these two sides of the equation around. I'm going to write 2a plus 2b is equal to capital P. For the second step, we're going to take away the 2a from both sides. So minus 2a minus 2a. This is going to give us 2b is equal to p minus 2a. And finally, we've got b times 2, which gives us 2b. So we're going to divide by 2 on both sides. Divide by 2 on both sides. That gives us b is equal to p minus 2a all over 2. Okay, now let's look at question number 3. So first of all, let's draw a line down the page. And what we're going to do. So first thing that I'm going to do here, I'm going to multiply both sides by n. So let's multiply or times by n on both sides to make this a flat equation. Times by n. This gives us mn is equal to f. Now I've got m times by n is equal to f, so I'm going to divide by m. So let's divide by m. Divide by m. This gives me n is equal to f over m. So let's look at today's learning intentions. So again, we're going to be looking at changing the subject, but we're going to expand a little bit. So we're going to continue the work that we did yesterday, where we're combining different operations. This time we're going to be looking at brackets, and we're going to be looking at squares and roots. Okay, let's look at example number 1. So in this case, again, we're going to just draw a line down the middle of the page. And let's look at this equation. So make x the subject of the equation. So we've currently got x inside this bracket on the right, and then we've got y on the left. So first thing I'm going to do here, I'm going to expand the bracket. So remember, when we're expanding brackets here, what we're doing a multiplied by x, and then a multiplied by n. Okay, so we're going to write ax plus an. So the second thing that we're going to do here is just swap the equation around. So let's make it ax plus an is equal to y. Subtract an from both sides, minus an from both sides. So we've got ax is equal to y minus an. Then we're going to divide by a on both sides, because we've currently got x times by a. So divide by a. This gives us x is equal to y minus an over a. We're going to try and make t the subject of the equation. So first thing that we do, let's draw a line down the page. Let's try and get rid of this division sign that we've got at the moment. So we're going to multiply both sides by 2. So times by 2, both sides. This gives us 2p is equal to at squared minus c. Now let's swap the two sides of the equations around so that we've got the subject on the left-hand side. So we've got a t squared minus c is equal to 2p. So first thing that we're going to do here is we're going to add c on both sides. So add c on both sides. This gives us a t squared is equal to 2p plus c. Let's also now divide by a on both sides. Divide by a. This gives us t squared is equal to 2p plus c all over a. And then finally, what we're going to do is we're going to square root both sides, because we've currently got the t squared. So the opposite, remember the inverse of squaring something is to root it, find the square root of something. Same brackets, just square root both sides. This gives us, let's draw the line, t is equal to the square root of 2p plus c all over a. Okay, let's try a final example here. So let's look at this example, final example, question 3. Make L the subject of the equation. So again, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply by, the first thing I'm going to do is draw the line down the page. And then I'm going to multiply by 3, or times by 3 on both sides. This gives me 3y is equal to 2 and the square root of L, 2 times the square root of L. Let's swap the two equations around. So we get 2 root L is equal to 3y. Now we've got the root L is times by 2, so I'm going to divide by 2. Divide by 2 on both sides. This gives me root L is equal to 3y over 2. Now, what I'm going to do next is the square root of L, the opposite of the square root of something is to square it. So I'm going to write to the power of 2. That's right. To the power of 2 on both sides. This gives me L is equal to 3y over 2 all squared. Now some of you last year that have done some of this work before, where you're multiplying, when you're squaring an expression in a bracket, will know that 3y over 2 times by 3y over 2. Remember, these two are equivalent statements. This statement here is the same as that statement there, because remember, when you're squaring something, you're just multiplying it by itself. That gives me 9y squared over 4. Remember, you're just doing your multiplication of fractions here. So 3 times 3 gives me 9. Y times y gives me y squared, and 2 times 2 at the bottom gives me 4. So you've got 9y squared over 4. Right, well done for following that video. I mean, if there's anything that you were stuck on, I recommend that you go back through the video and just pause it and then just see if you can follow the logic. Make sure you're copying down all of these examples into your jotters. And then I've put some work on the Google Classroom and onto the Show My Homework folders. And I'd like you to complete that. Again, same as yesterday, please take a picture of your solutions after you finished your work and send that to me so I can make any corrections. And if you've got any questions, please make sure that you reach out to me on Google Classroom or Show My Homework. Just send a message to me and hopefully I'll be able to help you out. Thank you for joining today's lesson. Hope you find the work okay. Please reach out to me if you've got any questions.